people who want to get into travel blogging. So what advice would you to get started?
Okay, this is actually, I get asked this a lot, and I know you had mentioned before, about our travel blog boot camps. We can talk about that later, but the number one piece of advice I can give people is that this is there's two different types of blogs. There's the hobby blog, which you can do for fun, and it's something you do in your spare time. And you post photos and stories, and it's just there for your diversion. You have another job paying your bills, and that's just something you do in your spare time. That's one way of doing travel blogging. But the other is if you want to treat it like a business, and that's what we do. We are professional travel bloggers, which means this is a day in, day out, 365 days a year, 15 to 18-hour day job. You're always doing this for a living. So the best piece of advice I can give someone is that you can't go from 0 to 60 in overnight. It took us about 2 years before the blog was making a full-time income. And if you talk to most people in the industry who do this for a living, it's going to take 2 to 3 years for your blog to get to the point where you're going to be making a full-time income from that blog. And the only way you're going to get to that point is by spending 15 to 18-hour days and treating your blog as a business. So if you want to do it for a hobby, you don't need any money. You can start a free blog on a WordPress platform or a Blogger platform, and that's it. But if you want to do this for a business, if you want to do it for a living, you have to treat it like a restaurant. If you were going to build a restaurant, you wouldn't just start a business from nothing. You would need $20,000 to $30,000 up front to be able to spend on the initial investment of the restaurant. You would go to a bank and ask for a loan. You would already have 3 to 5 years of experience working in the hospitality industry to know how to run the business before you even started it. So I always tell people, whatever you do, just stop. Don't write anything. If you want to do this for a living, take a year. Research the people who are doing what it is that you want to do. Talk to them, figure out what they did to get to the level that they're at, and then figure out a business plan. Come up with an actual strategy for a 2 to 3 year plan of growth. Then take an appropriate amount of money and invest it in building a professional website. You're going to need money to buy professional equipment in terms of photography equipment. You're going to need money to travel. So that's an investment seed money. You're going to need $20,000, $30,000 a year to travel the world if you're a budget traveler. If you do luxury travel, you're going to need $50,000 or more a year. You're going to have all of that money up front, and you're going to have to spend 15 to 18 hours a day building up your reputation and sharing your stories over the course of 2 to 3 years before you have a sufficient following, which will then earn you the right to go out there and get sponsored travel from hotels and DMOs, which is the destination market organizations around the world, which is the tourist organizations that are bringing people in. You'll see a lot of bloggers talking about how so-and-so sponsored them to come to a destination for a week. Nobody gets to that point until they've spent 2 to 3 years building up their audience, building up the traffic, and investing money in their blog. So if you want to do it as a hobby, do it. It's fun. Do it for free. Build it up. See if you want to do it for a living. But if you actually want to do it for a living, be prepared to invest in it just like you would any other business with time and money.
Okay.